Hey, I'm Thomas. I'm front-end engineer at GitLab, and I'm maintainer of the VS Code extension for GitLab called GitLab Workflow. And today I want to show you a cool little trick that you can use when you are reviewing merge requests where a lot of code moved around, but not that much of it has changed. So I want to show you how the GitLab Workflow extension that helps you review merge requests works really well with Partial Diff, which is an extension that allows you to just diff any text in the VS Code, including clipboard. So I got this request for review from Nathan, and what he did here was just there was a deprecated component that he now removed from the code base. And you'll see that there was there was some branching. If there was a feature flag, we used the new GraphQL component. Otherwise, we were using REST component. And so you can imagine that we were moving a lot of code around. And I'll show you how I can review the moves relatively easily. So this is the VS Code. I've got the partial diff installed, and I've got the workflow installed. GitLab workflow, here we go. And now I'm in the project. I'm in the GitLab main project. I have a look at the merge requests that I'm reviewing. I'll find this one from Nathan, and I just have a look, for example, what changed here. And when I was looking at the merge request, I already saw that we are pretty much replacing the releases pagination component that was doing the branching just with the content of the GraphQL component, and we are deleting everything else. So I would expect this content on the right, the new content, to be pretty much copied from here. Now, how can I verify whether that's true? I'm just gonna copy everything into clipboard from the pagination GraphQL view file, and then I'm gonna open the new version here where I'm expecting that this is the same text, but just paste it. I'm going to mark all the code, and now this is where the diff extension comes in. I'm going to say compare text with clipboard. And now what I see, it's almost the same, but there has been a rename in a variable. Instead of using GraphQL page info, I guess now we don't have to have a REST page info and GraphQL page info, and we rename that variable. So I would look for this rename somewhere else in the merge request. And you can see, yes, here we are saying pagination info renamed to page info. So that's what I would expect. In mutations, something similar happened, yes, and in state, same thing. We just, instead of having two page infos. So that matches the diff that I saw just then. Now, we have the spec here, GraphQL spec and REST spec. And now we have a brand new spec just for the component without the GraphQL because we don't use the REST anymore. Now, again, I would expect that this GraphQL spec is what we actually copied in place of the release pagination spec. And I can copy it to clipboard, open the new spec, where here we were testing the branching, but now we just replaced it with the GraphQL, and I'm going to verify that nothing's changed with compare with clipboard. And in my diff, I'll again see, I would expect that only some removals of mentioning GraphQL are gone, but most of the other code stays unchanged. And that's really it. I'll just go through the flow once more. I've got here code that I expect that it's copied from somewhere. I find from where. I'll copy all the code to clipboard. Now I'm going to move in the merge request to the new version, and I'm going to mark everything and just say compare text with clipboard, and I'll see whether it's been moved or whether there has been any changes. I hope this little trick will help you with your merge request reviews in VS Code. And I'll see you next time.